And we're talking about how Hollywood got the election wrong, and last night Hollywood got the Oscars wrong. It is the one thing people are talking about this morning. Even though, as it turns out, the Oscar cast was very anti-Donald Trump, there were dozens of anti-Trump jokes and whatnot. People today are talking about how when he was given the card, Warren Beatty, right there, a legend of Hollywood, simply had Faye Dunaway read. It said La La Land, but as it turns out, it was the wrong card. It was the Emma Stone winning Best Actress, and everything went haywire from there.
But that is all we're talking about this morning. Should we bring in our Oscar expert?
Yeah, you know what? We don't have that, so I'll bring in Tucker Carlson.
Tucker, are you there?
I'm right here. That was amazing.
Tucker, is this karma or what?
Well, finally something interesting happens at one of these dumb award shows.
It just happened to be after midnight.
Well, and it couldn't happen to better people. Really? Really? And you knew it had to happen because Moonlight had to win. That's the law. There was really no way around that. This was a foregone conclusion because it's not just a good movie, it's an important movie. It's a movie that instructs you, that changes you morally. And that's kind of the aim of Hollywood, is to not just to entertain, but to instruct.
All right. Well, Tucker, many of us were asleep and didn't even see this live. So for everyone else out there who also missed it, let's take a look.
For Best Picture.
You're impossible. Come on. La La Land.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won.
Come on, this is not a joke.
This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture. Moonlight, Best Picture.
This is very unfortunate what happened. Personally, I blame Steve Harvey for this.
Warren, what did you do?
I opened the envelope, and it said, Emma Stone, La La Land. That's why I took such a long look at Faye and at you. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Well, you were funny.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wow, this is
Moonlight, the Best Picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Tucker, some of our emailers said things like this. And the winner is Hillary Clinton. Whoops. This goof is nothing new for Democrats.
That's pretty good.
All right, here's another one. Tucker, here's one more. They keep coming in this morning. Obviously, the Russians did it. Of course, Putin swapped envelopes.
I wouldn't put it past him. He's diabolical. Have you ever noticed how bad a lot of actors are at ad-libbing? No matter how brilliant they are in their roles, the second there's no script, they kind of fall apart, and it becomes so delightfully uncomfortable. Well, and I could watch this forever.
Warren Beatty did what actors do. He read what was on the card, but the card was wrong.
Yeah, it's perfect. But again, it was foregone. I mean, you knew that Moonlight had to win because you knew what the film was about. And that's part of the problem with Hollywood. Tons of really talented people there, brilliant at making movies.
Right.
But the second you feel a political imperative, it destroys your art. But the second you feel like you need to elevate the country, you become overbearing and pompous and boorish, right?
Well, listen, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional movie critic, although I have a knack for it, and no one agrees. But I will say this: you're pointing out to last year there were a bunch of protests because everybody, the only people nominated were white. You think there was an overcompensation this year? Is that what you're alluding to?
Look, I don't know. I wasn't there during the voting, but I do know that as a general matter, Hollywood feels this obligation to bring the rest of the country up to their moral level, which is obviously very lofty. They look out on the rest of the country and they think, boy, you are backwards and medieval, you're loathsome, but we're going to make you better with our films. And again, whenever politics intrudes on art, it distorts and corrupts the art. It makes it less good. That's why Soviet realism was mostly garbage, because the point was to educate people. And I just think they went off the rails when they tried to do that.
But for a business model, does it make sense when a 4-hour telecast is so anti-Donald Trump? And it was anti-Donald Trump until the last 10 minutes when it ran off the rails. Clearly, they have got a point of view. It is way to the left. But still, you want people to like them and go watch the movies, don't you?
Well, sure. I mean, and a lot of this stuff is garbage anyway. It just doesn't, you know, there's nothing good about a lot of the movies. There's an amazing renaissance happening and has been for a number of years in television, as you know, scripted television. There's a lot of great stuff that's deeply artistic and challenging and smart and cool.
Right.
But the movies, you know, their economic model is being really challenged right now.
Right.
And they're responding by putting out just worse stuff, I think.